Hey guys, back here again, sharing thoughts and processing I'm doing. And today's topic is going to be controversial, but I will always speak my mind, and those that resonate will be will resonate. Will either get new information, be open-minded, reassert what they already know, reconfirm you're not alone in your thoughts, or disagree, which is fine, and come to those truths at some point in your incarnations, in your many lives here. Topic is being gay, being lesbian, being a so-called transsexual, and how our society is transformed on these subjects from being very harshly judging on them to being less critical as we've evolved from as the many years have gone by in our own many lifetimes. We've evolved and find ourselves in a position where we're less and less judgmental towards gays, lesbians, and transsexuals. However, they still do exist in our society. The heavy judgments. But rest assured, the deepest truth of being gay, lesbian, or transsexual is that everything you ever chose, everything you've ever done or become in this life is not an accident. It's a soul contract that you signed up for in heaven with your soul family. Your family who become your enemies and break you, your friends who can turn against you, your exes, and all these things. They're all soul contracts. And there is one of the most challenging soul contracts still, sadly, in this society is your choice as a soul to incarnate in a body that has feelings for the same sex, guys, girls, or has mixed feelings about itself and then transforms into a transsexual. And I highly recommend this book, The Soul's Plan. And I'm really interested in taking a deep dive into soul contracts and pre-birthing contracts, which we can prove from people's near-death experiences. If you don't want to believe the mediums and the psychics, legit ones that talk about it, then people's near-death experiences confirm it. That you chose everything, you signed up for everything. And one of the hardest contracts, and there's many hard contracts here, and probably if you're watching this, you've had quite a hard contract which you chose. Everyone's brave here, but the ones that have the most suffering, the most problems growing up and beyond, choose the harder contracts. And one of those hard contracts is being gay, lesbian, or transsexual, confusing your sexuality. And actually, the truth of my understanding is that you're actually a very, very brave soul. So congratulations. Because if you're going to choose to be gay, which you do choose before you come here, it's going to represent many challenges. Your families are going to disagree with you potentially, not accept you, your brothers, your sisters, mum and dad. My dad's homophobic. I'm not gay, but my dad's homophobic. Still tries to push that agenda on me to bond with me in that way. And I'm like, I can't gratify that because it's wrong. And actually, it's a very brave thing because you sign up to go back into self love via the I'm gay, knowing that you'll be outcasted by certain members of your family and society. And it brings you back into a position where you learn about yourself more and self love yourself. And you have to accept yourself. If you're gay, you have to, the journey is to accept yourself. And also, you become um, not only a projection for people's hate towards you, but some people learn to love you as you are. So you become a gauge, a test, a challenge for people. Some will reject you, and then you have to learn to love yourself. And some will accept you, and they will evolve through accepting someone that's different, that's gay. You know, it's a very interesting journey. I highly recommend Your Soul's Plan by Robert Schwartz. He's written two books. I'm going to check out his other one. And taking a deep dive into pre-birthing contracts is really interesting. We've all chosen here roles of narcissism upon us in our family, and then friends and partners and breakups and love, hurt, all these things. And it's a very hard role. Some people choose the gay role, and on top of it, other hard roles like being a black in America, and racism, as well as sexism, as well as gayism. So it's an interesting topic, and I know that the mainstream's not ready for that. And I do know that we're all souls here that pre-plan everything on our journey back to love. And that's one of the tests. Can I unconditionally love gay people. Because actually, the ultimate test is to unconditionally love everybody, as God does. God loves everybody unconditionally. God knows you chose this to grow, choosing to be gay in this incarnation or once afterwards. And by the way, you've been gay. Don't think you haven't been gay, woman, man, straight in your other incarnations. It toughens you up and it brings you back to love. And that's what we're all on the journey for. And that's why we have many lives here. So it's a perspective that I've never judged and it's never been in me um, to judge that. I wonder if I've been gay in another life, but I never judged it. But now, when I see that and I have that judgment come across me, because I am human, when I see it, I process it now that that person is chosen a very brave mission being gay, just as if you were disabled from birth. It's just as if you had an accident and you became physically disabled afterwards. Just as I believe I personally have a mental disability, which I'll talk about more in the future, and that's okay from trauma. I'm healing. I mean, in effect, we're all disabled here when we have so much trauma and we're the light workers and the black sheep. So that disability increases the speed at which you grow back into awareness and love and compassion for yourself and others in this incarnation. It fast forwards the soul's journey back to God. Again, the common theme is deep suffering. Peace.